I think I went slightly overboard with the trees. Yes. But, you know, there wasn't very many natural trees up here, and trees are kind of important for resources, so I figured I might as well actually go ahead and plant a lot more. Only I kind of went a little bit overboard and now we have lots of crazy trees. Oh well. So since the last time that we met, I suppose I have of course done a lot of work because this place is really not particularly simple to work around. There's not very much here, which basically means I would have spent a lot of time like resource gathering before we properly embarked on today's adventure anyway, so I figured I would just take the time and do that, you know, without needing to see everybody else there. Also, I kind of forgot that that existed. As you can see, I've planted a lot more sugarcane, but this one didn't grow because it had a torch above it. I blanked out on that. But this should be more than enough for just now to get us started with what we need sugarcane for. Oh, this one's not going to grow either. Yeah, I didn't think this out very well, apparently. Oh well, that's there, so I don't really need to have anything else there. If you only break the middle one instead of breaking the top or the bottom, then you get as much sugarcane as you can out of each set without actually uprooting it, so you have to replant it. So basically every time a sugar cane is fully grown, if you want to keep growing it, you have to only take 2 of the 3 units. And that's that. Also made a little tunnel bit back here because why not? So, as I said, I've been rather busy. I gathered a whole ton of wood because there's a few things that we'll want to do with it, and I think the first thing I really need to do is just make a whole ton of wooden planks. So I'm only going to use one set just now because I want to keep the others, but I don't know what I'll need that for yet, and I might need to use that for charcoal, I might need more wooden planks, but what we can do is actually not place that there, but if I use some of these wooden planks up here, or maybe just the stone actually, the stone is easy enough, we can make a hoe. Except it will need the wood for the achievement, for some reason it requires that, but if you make a hoe, you can use this for planting stuff, you know, making farmland. Now we don't exactly have anything right now that can be used with farmland, however, we can solve that by breaking the shrubs which are around here, or the grass at the very least. Because the grass around here sometimes yields seeds, like that right there. Now with the seeds you can plant those and basically get some, you know, vegetation out, you get wheat. I don't quite understand why breaking a shrub would give you wheat seeds, but it does. Not very often, however, so we don't have a whole lot of it at the moment. Now, the best place to grow stuff is under the influence of water, and because we can't manipulate water right now, I'm going to have to put these down at the base of the mountain, which means I'm going to have to navigate down there, and that's kind of a little bit awkward, I guess. I've got to go down this way. So we're going to place these right near the ocean, because that makes sense for growing things more quickly. And, well, I'm just looking for a few more seeds at this point, because 3 is not very many. I guess we'll just have to break all of the grass down here and see if we can find any more. There we go, there's at least one more, that's nice. Usually when you've started a small like farming area, you don't tend to need any more seeds, so this is sort of a one-time deal. Just gathering up some seeds for the beginning, and then we can just progress without having to gather any more again, because when you harvest the fully grown wheat, you'll get more seeds out. Now what you can do if you are short on grass like we are here, you can actually use bone meal on grass itself, and you can generate a whole load of plants and stuff. So then you could break these and you can get some seeds out of this as well. It's a slight waste of bone meal, I guess, but it's not terrible. So it's a way of getting seeds if you don't have any natural grass around, which thankfully we did. Also, breaking the grass doesn't actually use up any of the durability on your hoe, which is nice. Now, by right-clicking, you can generate farmland. Now, farmland, if it's within a 4x4 square of the nearest water source, farmland will naturally come out tilled and hydrated, like this right here. And hydrated land will grow crops a lot faster than non-hydrated land. So with all of them, all the seeds that we have here, if we just plant them, they will naturally grow and the land will quite nicely deal with that. Could do with one more actually, so I can put it out of a gap that I made. Yes, it's only the green grass that you break for these. The yellow grass is actually a dandelion, well, not a dandelion as such, but it's a flower which creates the dye known as dandelion yellow when you craft it, basically. But yeah, we can leave these to grow and they'll be fine. We'll eventually get some wheat off of that, and with the wheat we'll be able to make bread. And other stuff is done with wheat as well, but bread is the main thing so far. So with that done, before we embark on any other sort of adventure, if you like, we do need to get some more resources. We have no iron whatsoever, we don't have any coal. I went ahead and made some charcoal so I can make some torches, but we don't have any other like method of getting stuff at the moment. We really need to find something, and normally I wouldn't recommend doing what I'm going to do for this because it's rather dangerous, but to be honest it's no more dangerous than going in that other cave that we saw before, because that cave was right down underwater and it would be very difficult to get back up. So the way this is going to end up working is we're going to need a lot of sticks, so shift click for that, we'll get lots of those, and that goes to there. Now with the sticks, I think we're going to make another set actually because I've got the wooden planks for that. With sticks, what you can do is if you place them in a H formation, like so, you can craft ladders. And for every 7 sticks that you use, you gain 3 ladders. So again, if we could shift click this, for some reason that's proving difficult, but yep, we can acquire 3 stacks of ladders. Now the ladders are going to be useful because I'm gonna break pretty much the #1 rule of Minecraft, which is never dig down. And the reason for this is that there really isn't a cave that I can explore at the moment, and there isn't a whole lot of choice other than this. Because if you see here, this grass over here means that if we try and extend any further out, we're actually going to break through to the other side of the mountain. So unfortunately, the only thing that we can really do is dig down. Now obviously digging straight down is usually a very terrible idea, because if you do that you have a very high chance of hitting some rather nasty stuff down there. But if you place down ladders, then it's a little bit safer, because when you're on a ladder you can hold down shift in order to stop yourself from falling any further. Naturally you normally descend down the ladder, so you can control yourself a lot more by using shift, and for that you can use this to mine down basically. And looks like this is some sort of resource block right here, maybe? Let's take a look. No, it's just taken a while. It takes a while, I think, to mine off of ladders. Maybe it's kind of like being underwater. So this will take a little while, but we're going to dig a fair way down, and hopefully we'll be able to find some useful stuff by doing this. By holding shift on the ladder, especially if you place the torches down, you can see what's coming so that you don't actually just fall straight into lava. If you're gonna make a big fall, then doing this, you know, holding shift on the ladder whilst you mine, pretty much protects you from that. So you can safely go ahead and assume that it's okay to keep going further down. And well, this is what we're going to do until we hit a fairly low layer on the map, because this is probably the best thing that I can do right now to try and find some iron and other resources. It'll be more than just iron that we find out of this, I think, but just now that is what I'm after. Well, it looks like we found some coal at least. It's not what I was looking for, but at the same time, it's definitely something. You know, coal is useful, obviously, so it's a good start. Hopefully we can find some other useful stuff down here as well. That would obviously be half the idea of coming in the first place. I guess I am gonna get a fair few bits of other like cobblestone and stuff like that doing this, so I can repair any holes that I have to make in the like shaft as we go down. Though I don't think that's entirely necessary so long as it's well enough lit. The whole purpose of this shaft is it's going to be a fair bit more general purpose than what we can acquire right now. If it goes down far enough, there will be other materials that we can't yet collect, which will most likely appear at that level. However, that is for another time, because we haven't got that far down yet. Oh, some more coal. How about that? Aha! That's what I'm after. Right there is iron. And iron, of course, is rather sturdy, you know, rather more sturdy, I guess, than stone. It's basically the next level up in everything. You get, you know, several tiers of items, and iron is one of the better ones, to say the least. There's a lot of things that you can make out of it. There's quite a few perks to using this over some of the other tools that you can like make. However, in order to get anything out of it, you have to smelt the ore, because iron is typically done that way in real life as well. You have to melt away all of the oxides and stuff that are on it before you can actually use it proper. So let's just quickly grab this and we'll head back up, start smelting this stuff, and we'll get some tools out of it, because that would be very, very helpful right now. See, this is exactly why I've started digging down, because I wouldn't have been able to get this stuff anywhere else, because this shaft is entirely built by me. It doesn't exist naturally. There's no way of getting to that particular ore without digging down. I have gone down a fair way though, so it's not necessarily the easiest of things, and hey, it's actually been nearly a whole day cycle as well. How about that? So I have a bit of charcoal in here. If we go ahead and smelt the ore, we'll start getting other stuff from it. Okay, and once you have the iron, you get an achievement for that, which is always helpful. And that actually unlocks a whole bunch of other achievements that you can get, but we're not really interested in that at the moment. What I am interested in, however, is using some of this iron so that I can... There's something outside. I think it's a skeleton, actually. I'm pretty sure I heard the rattling of the bones earlier. But anyway, you can use this to craft several tools, of course a pickaxe being one. And the iron pickaxe is definitely a lot more useful than the stone one. However, I am gonna stick with using stone for a little bit because I'm gonna reserve the iron pickaxe for stuff that actually needs to be attacked, well, not attacked, but that actually has to be mined with an iron pickaxe. And of course there are like ores and things which is that, you know, need that sort of thing, but we don't have any of those around at the moment, so I'm not going to use the little iron that we have unless it's necessary. Once we start getting a bit more iron, then I can start using it a bit more freely, but for just now I'm just going to stick with it as a need, you know, when it has to be used type of thing. Oh, that's actually dirt, so this is sort of exactly why I have a shovel here, is because the dirt patches are not something that you can use a pickaxe on, for fairly obvious reasons. So when you come across dirt, the best way through is of course with the shovel. See, the one thing by doing this, even if you do fall down, oh, now it's back to stone. Even if you do fall down, there's not really very much danger so long as there isn't anything directly below you which would hurt you. So that's why I would stick to the ladder, and you know, you can afford to fall down if you see that there isn't a block there that would hurt you. So it's a viable method if you really want to dig down. This is pretty much the way that you would do it. If you're a bit more skilled at it, you can you can actually do this without falling at all. But since I don't do this very often, it's not something I'm that proficient in. Not that it even matters either way, so long as you stay alive, that's the important thing. That doesn't sound too good. It's a rather ominous presence around here, huh? Well, I'm sure whatever it is, we'll be able to handle it, I hope. I think it's just because we've gone so far down that it's now trying to spook us into going back up. However, I currently have no intention of doing that, especially not if I find some more iron. Yeah, that's exactly why I'm down here, so good stuff, I suppose. I think it's safe enough. Yeah, it's safe enough to do that. Except there's more there, so I can't really place a torch there, but I can place one up here. So that's good. We can get ourselves more iron, always useful. I don't know how much there is here, but it's all the way down this side, so I'm gonna have to repair this in a second. But for just now, is it only 3 blocks? It's only 3 blocks. Not a disaster, 3 blocks is better than none, and now I need to get some cobblestone out. We're just about done with that set of ladders, so I might as well refresh the set. And, well, let's keep going. Aha, we've reached gravel, huh? Okay, gravel we need to use the shovel for, and, well, sometimes you get flint out of gravel. It's the only way you can naturally gather flint. And flint is important if you're going to make arrows, but I don't really have a way of making arrows at the moment, because arrows of course need feathers. And I have no feathers because there are no chickens anywhere nearby. So right now, there's not a whole lot of use for it. However, like sand, gravel is affected by gravity, so be careful when you're trying to dig around it. It's tricky to maneuver. Hello. What have we found here? A natural little hole. Okay, sure. That's a bit strange, but I'll go with it. Does at least show that it's safe enough down here. What am I looking for? I'm looking for that. Can you hear that? That is the bubbling of lava. There's another reason why this method is not particularly life-threatening if you're careful, is because you can hear lava from far away. I don't know which direction it's in, but I know there is some around, so I know we need to be careful at this point. Oh. This is different. Looks like we found a hole down here. We've gone so far down that we've actually managed to strike a cave. Well then, that's interesting. Wonder what's down here. Just gotta be careful. I don't hear any monsters, but you never know, and that is something we'll want to pick up in a second. Yes, it looks like we really have dug right through into the base of a cave. And there is a spider. So this place is going to need a lot more exploring later on, that is for sure. There's going to be a lot of stuff down here which we would really be interested in getting. Thankfully, it doesn't seem like there's any chance that a monster could spawn in this particular bit, because the lava around here basically makes it inaccessible for enemies, and there's a weird lighting glitch that you can do with a torch if you really want to. But yeah, there's no way that any enemies can spawn in this small area because it's too well lit. As I've said before, monsters don't spawn during the day because the lighting is too good for them to spawn. They only spawn in low light levels. So the fact that we have here a place which is very well lit means that there's no chance for monsters to appear in said area. I am, however, going to want to dig this out a little bit, I think, so yeah, we'll just make that do that so that I can make the pillar down here and put the ladder right down. We've come really far down in this trip here though. This is right down at very low levels in the earth. You can see just how much lava and stuff there is here. This could be pretty dangerous. However, it could also be extremely rewarding. And one of the first things, I think I now actually need to take my iron pickaxe out, because one of the first things we have here is gold. At least I do believe this is gold. It looks pretty much like it. And gold you can only mine with an iron pickaxe or better. So yeah, well, the easy way to tell if it's gold or not, yeah, you can see the stone pickaxe is incapable of mining it. So already we have found gold just by digging straight down as well. As I said, it's a bit of a dangerous method if you don't know what you're doing, but if you're good with it and you stay safe and stay vigilant for the lava sounds and whatnot, you can get some very useful stuff out of this. Now, like iron, you need to smelt gold, so we're going to have to go back up and do that, and I think that's probably the best idea right now. We didn't find a whole lot of iron yet, but there's plenty of time for that if we go exploring in the cave. So for just now, I think our little expedition is done. There's not much more reason for me to stay down there right now when we have some of the resources I came for, and well, we've even gotten a little bit more because we have some gold as well. Now, gold is not necessarily the most useful of tools, but it's useful for a few things, and we'll see some of them as we go along, that's for sure. For now though, I think it's about time we get some rest, and next time we'll take a look at what else is down there.